Bonjour, Robert Fontaine, creator of the Rebel French program. I'm here today to describe to you my reading program in a little bit greater depth. The reading program is the first part, the first component of the official exams for your language proficiency. See, you've learned how to study a certain way, and everything I'm going to teach you is counterintuitive. It does not apply to the reading exam. For example, one of the most important rules on the reading exam is never read. And you're probably thinking like, okay, it's a reading exam. What am I supposed to do then? Well, that's what my program will show you. It will show you the process that you have to use if you want to be successful. You see, most students who go to the exam will always tell you that they ran out of time. They just couldn't read fast enough. They didn't understand everything that was going on. They didn't understand the vocabulary. Oh, how many times have I heard that? Oh, if I just had more vocabulary, then I could do the reading exam. It's not true. It's counterintuitive. What you need to understand is, what is the context? What is it saying more or less? You see, what happens with students is they tend to look for the exact same thing in the answers that they would find in the text. And that, they just will never do that for you. That would make it too simple. All right? So, what happens is that you have to start with your answers first, and your focus always has to be on the verbs and verb tenses. You say, well, I'm not very good in my verb tenses. Well, if you're not very good in your verb tenses, then you need to understand how to conjugate the 12,000 verbs. You need to understand all of the different verb tenses to make it work for you. It's not that difficult. Now, how do we proceed? There are three main folders in the reading program. The first one is to explain the process to you. It explains the process to you using, first of all, English examples. The text will be in English. The answers are in English. And then I walk you through, step by step, how to do the analysis. What you do in English is exactly what you're going to do in French. Once we go down a little bit in the process, the paragraph will become French, the answers stay English. And then we finally get to the point where everything's in French. Now, folder number 2 is for the easy type questions. Now, what I mean by easy type questions, they will give you a word, and they'll say, okay, which word fits into this blank? And we go through the answers, and you pick out your answer, and then you go look, and there's a certain process that you have to follow to make this work. The easy answers are exactly that. They're easier than the rest. If you can get the first 20, 25 questions almost 100% right, then you're very close to the beat. And then we go into folder number 3, which is the difficult questions. Now, within the difficult questions, you have a huge paragraph. And there's where the students panic. They go, oh my word, look at the size of that paragraph, and they have 3 questions that are being asked about that paragraph. What students may not know is that question number 1 usually refers to paragraph 1, 2, paragraph 2, 3, paragraph 3. My work is almost done for me. And then we go and look at the answers, focusing on the verbs, and then I show you the technique, how to go get the answers. And within those 3 questions for each, 3 answers for each question, there's usually a simple type question. So if in the difficult answers you're able to answer the easy questions, or the easy style questions, you'll have your B. And you might even be very close to the C. Now, the last folder is for the people who are a little bit neurotic. They say, oh, I don't have enough vocabulary. I don't have, I haven't been studying French that long. And don't worry, I've taken care of that. I have exercises in there that examine approximately 500 words. So a 500-word vocabulary that I've pulled out of the tests that you may see on the reading exam. And if you will do that, you'll be successful. Let me give you an example. I recently had a student who had never worked in the government before. She didn't know what to expect with the reading program. Explained the process to her. She applied the process. She got a level C. Amazing. And her profile is CBB. She needed B's, so she's a CBB. She even got better in the reading than she had anticipated. But she admitted to me that the most important thing for her was to follow the process. When she did that, she didn't have any difficulty. Now, let me put on my glasses so I can see what I'm reading here, because I want to give you some very specifics about the program. Normally, the reading program would be an investment of about $250 plus tutorials. These tutorials are going to walk you through the process of doing the questions, and we will do them together, or I will do them for you and explain them to you, and then you can go and practice applying the same techniques and strategies. But because of the situation we find ourselves in, most people in the government are working from home, which means you don't have the same pressures that you would normally have at work, where your boss comes in and distracts you. You have to go to meeting after meeting after meeting, and that kind of thing. So, until this situation clears up, the investment is not $250, but we're going to drop it down to $175. In addition, the tutorials are mini lessons that explain the process to you, and the little traps that you would find in the reading exam. This will be a monthly subscription, but until the government gets back to normal, we have dropped that charge, which is $39.95 a month. In addition to that, starting on April 1st, we will be doing one webinar a week to help you, and it's live. We will be able to interact, and you will be able to ask your questions, and we will answer them in a live format. There's no charge for that until things get back to normal. And then the tutorials and the one webinar a week will be $39.95. Recently, we had a student contact us, and he was very upset because his department is not paying for his training. He has to do it on his own, as many public servants have to do these days. One school quoted him a price to bring him to where he wanted to be of $28,000. $28,000, my goodness, that's the price of a second mortgage. Who would want to do that, and who has that kind of money to invest? So I am really undervalued, but there is so much value in my programs because my students invariably pass the exams. I'm just saying, I'm very good at what I do, and I understand the system, and I know how to make it work. So keep an eye out on our website, rebelfrench.com, for the purchase of the reading program, and the tutorials. I'm going to start right away putting them up, and I work quite fast, so you're going to see, and there's going to be a lot up there. By the end of April, there will be a ton of tutorials up there, and you have absolutely no reason not to achieve your levels. This is my passion. I love what I do, and I love helping people achieve what they want. We are a team. I have done my part. I've created a program that is, in my opinion, is so simplified that anybody can do it if they would just step out and get out of their own way and just do what I ask them to do. So having said that, I wish you the best. Keep safe, keep healthy, and let's work together. Au revoir, à la prochaine.